leaving the Scottish mainland and taking the Oban ferry at dawn on a fresh October morning. Then, sailing west, a magical group of islands awaits, the Hebrides, a magnet for travellers for thousands of years. The most westerly of the Inner Hebrides is that of Tiree, and it's to this remote but glorious venue that these windsurfing stars are heading to compete in one of the longest running windsurf contests in the world, the SkyCon Tiree Wave Classic.
It's great to be back in Tiree.
Tiree is kissed by the warmth of the Gulf Stream caressing its shores, keeping the seas temperate even during the stormy winter months, which, blasted by strong winds, make this the perfect wave sailing paradise when the North Atlantic swells roll and break onto its white sandy beaches.
We're here on Tiree for the 2009 Tiree Wave Classic. It's quite a challenge to make the event here, but what really spurs us on is the support from all the sponsors, and more importantly, the support from all the guys on the island here, and we've got a whole bunch of teams interacting and really pulling this off. This week there's going to be a whole bunch of different things going on. We've got some fantastic wave sailing planned, but also we're throwing in this year the Cole Challenge, which is a adventure race between the Isle of Tiree, way over to the Isle of Cole, and finishing on Cole with a big party. I think it's going to be some tremendous sailing, but we're going to have to look around the whole island to find those conditions that are just special.
But first is the main event, and it's straight to the beach for competitors. The swell is building, the winds are strengthening, and everyone is nervously eyeing the conditions, trying to decide which size of sail and which board to use. The SkyCon Tiree Wave Classic is split into different categories. A tried and tested formula as the event moves into its 13th year, with a double elimination series for masters, ladies, amateur men and professionals.
Well, we'd start off with the amateurs. We've got a good amateur fleet here, and then we'd mix them in with the masters. We'd do a 4-man heat, so with 3 judges we'd have 4 guys on the water, and that way we'd be able to run the contest through pretty quickly.
It's a good plan, and they're soon into action with the first heats.
Well, we just ran the first heat of the amateurs, and I went for a fairly long heat duration. Well, we got sort of maximum 2 foot side on shore, but the wind picked up, and we had a pretty fair heat. It was pretty clear to see to advance. They all got their jumps, more than enough, and they all got their rides, so far so good.
The conditions are tricky for the amateur sailors, but due to the tides through the day, aren't deemed consistent enough for top-class action from the pro fleet. That doesn't stop them getting out there to warm up and get their feet wet with a little wave jumping and riding.
We started the competition today, and they've decided to go with the amateurs, the masters and the ladies, and we're here at Ballaful, and it's been okay. The afternoons with some good conditions, some good heats, but as the day's gone on, the wind's dropped a little bit, and the judges have decided to postpone it now.
Well, we managed to get through a few heats today, but we've got a pretty good forecast for tomorrow. As long as the swell comes in, we've got 20 to 30 knot northwesterly winds going northerly, so we could be either at Ballaful or Ballavullen. Early start should be on.
Once the decision on the venue was made pre-dawn, the convoy of sailors wound their way across the island to Ballafale Beach and readied themselves for action.
Yesterday, for the first day of the contest, wind didn't really play ball with us, so it was kind of like 5.5, big sails, small waves, but still good fun. A good warm-up for it this morning, which looks like it's going to be our best day of the week. Over at the beach here, it's looking pretty epic. It's like sort of nearly logo high waves and cross offshore, and it looks like it should be a little bit sunny today. So yeah, it looks perfect.
Last year we had some similar sort of offshore wave riding only conditions, and I got through to second in that. So if I can match that again, this result in a stronger fleet, I'd be really happy.
Toughest opponents this year, I think, it's probably going to be, well, Danny Bruce. He's come from Tenerife, and yeah, he's, you know, like, he was top 10 in the world last year, I think, on the ranking, and he's ripping. So it'll be interesting to see how he does when it's not his favourite conditions, which is normally port tack.
Well, I just arrived from Tenerife, and well, we don't really get those kind of conditions. It's like side offshore and some nice head high waves coming through, and it looks pretty clean and could be fun for sure.
Conditions are saleable at Ballyfail as a starboard tack, side offshore breeze and building waves set the scene for the first round of the pros event, and they're quickly out and testing the break, finding the best rides and fine-tuning their gear. The rescue team on hand with jet skis in case of breakages.
Doing the pros wave contest, we've got 2 3-foot sets, side shore wind. Well, the forecast isn't great for the week, which is why we're running in these conditions. And hopefully, you never know, we're here for a week, so hopefully we could get some better conditions during the end of the week, but it'd be nice to get a single elimination finish today.
Through the early heats, the top guys progress, but it's not always the hotshot stars that are making the headlines, as Irish veteran Timo Mullen is on fire.
Got through him at my second round heat. Had a dream heat. I had like loads of good waves, but I picked too early, I think. And you only have one good heat sometimes, and I think mine was too early because I had a shocker that last one.
But when the judges' scores are tallied up, the results show that even if his expectations are low, his talent is still right up there.
No word. Well, I don't think I got through, so... Well, I did get through, but I thought the other guy sailed better.
But as the round progresses and the heats roll through, the leading sailors are making their mark, and Timo is staying right there with the likes of Bruce, Horrocks and Skye, all world-class sailors.
Just had my first heat. It wasn't the best. I kind of crashed a bit too much. I kept saying I knew Phil would be the main worry, so I saw him crash. I was like, oh, that's all right, and then I'd crash, and then like he'd crash and I'd crash. So I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't the best heat, but I got through.
Heat after heat, wave after wave, the conditions are just getting better by the hour as the swells build in power and size, and the contest moves into overdrive.
Super fun here. It reminds me a bit of the little Kiba and Cape Verde, the waves in the direction is pretty much fun.
Interspersed between the pro men's heats, the ladies' contest was also out there and developing into a fascinating battle of homegrown talent. Mary Buchanan in her very first wave event, and national champion Louise Emery leading the way. Another type of event that attracted great interest in its first staging here as part of the Skycon Tiree Wave Classic last year is the Calmac Col Challenge, and this time around the entries have increased. This involves 3 disciplines in a tri-sport adventure race, namely running on Tiree, windsurfing across the channel to the neighbouring island of Col, and a mountain biking race there.
I did the